I now call upon Treasurer candidate Jim Neal to present his closing statement.
We are told that it takes 50 years for an oak tree to produce acorns. What's the moral? It takes time, but I will argue we don't have time. There's an urgency to the work of the association and to our financial conditions. Now is the time for a person to lead the association in the treasurer role who has the knowledge of the association and the financial expertise. We are also told that 45% of the people who work in online dating services are already married. What's the moral? Sometimes we have to pretend that we are something that we are not. I would argue that we in the association, even as we move out into new innovative areas, must remain committed to our core values. And I have been on the front lines of those battles for our core values. Third, on a United airline flight several weeks ago, I was given a package of peanuts. And on the package it said the following: open package, eat nuts. What's the moral? Keep it simple. Fly Delta. No. Sometimes we have to deal with very complex topics, and certainly the budget and the financial status of the association is a complex matter. I have an experience in working with those complexities and being able to communicate with the membership in terms that make it understandable and actionable for the units of the association. My grandson this past year had his costume Superman, and on the package it actually said the following: wearing of this costume does not enable you to fly. What's the moral? Sometimes we must walk before we can fly, but my goal as treasurer is to make sure that we soar. There's a Japanese proverb that says, vision without action is a daydream. Action without vision is a nightmare. As treasurer, I commit to both vision and action. Thank you.
Thank you. I now call upon Treasurer candidate Kornblau to present his closing statement.
The final word. I want to thank everybody for being here and listening to us. For the past 2 years, I've been treasurer of the Florida Library Association. It has helped me prepare to take the next step as treasurer of ALA. I am proud of the fact that the Florida Library Association has recently won the inaugural ALA Presidential Award for Advocacy, sponsored by ALTAF. For those of you who don't know, in 2009, under strong pressure to reduce the overall state budget, the Florida House and Senate Appropriations Committees decided to zero out funding for libraries altogether. The only hope for reinstating funding was a 72-hour cooling off period before any decisions are official. During that 72 hours, FLA crafted messages and asked that their members make calls and email their representatives. FLA also urged members to use CapWiz to contact the representatives using the message and talking points developed. Thanks to this immediate campaign, as well as our ongoing public awareness campaign, FLA's advocacy resulted in the reinstatement of the state's library funding. As I mentioned before, my library is faring better than most these days. The Delray Beach Public Library is a 501c3 nonprofit corporation and not a department of local government. This allows us opportunities that other public libraries don't have, and I'm responsible for fundraising. Through innovative programs like our new Lifelong Learning Center, along with leasing out our parking lot after hours, we have found ways to generate new revenue streams. Our annual fundraiser, Laugh with the Library, is in 2 weeks. If anybody's interested, you can see me later. My career success and expertise with planning, budgeting, and implementation demonstrates that I have the necessary qualifications to be an effective treasurer. I want to give my time, energy, and commitment to be your treasurer. I promise to provide you open access to me and any financial information that you require. Thank you for your consideration and your vote.
This concludes the 2010 ALA Midwinter Presidential and Treasurer Candidates Forum. It's been my pleasure to moderate this forum. I want to thank the candidates for their willingness to run for office. If we don't have such people, our democracy will crumble. So it's a lot of work, and win or lose, they're providing a service to all of us. I want to thank all of you who came, those of you who asked questions, and I want to strongly urge you to vote this spring and to urge your fellow ALA members to vote. Let's get up over the 25% participation threshold. Electronic balloting will begin on March 17th, 2010. The polls will close April 24th. We will know the results of the election on April 30th, 2010. Thank you for coming. And as a Chicago native, I do urge you again, vote early, vote often.